Oh, hello. So, it's so desolate. No, not really. So, this is going to be my first look at this brand new mod pack that I have built for the CGE team. If you're interested or you see some stuff that you want to add or take out, just let me know. But let's have some fun and check it all out. All right, so first thing I want to show you is extended villages. There's a lot of different villages that are going to come up with a lot of different features. Pit traps, lots of different extra buildings. This city's kind of unique, kind of unusual, but it's really cool because all these little rooms are different and they'll all have treasure chests that'll have stuff, brewing stands, bookcases for days. A lot of stuff added to villages. So, one of the first things I want to talk about here is, of course, I have added, because everybody likes it and everybody wants it, witchery. That's right, witchery is in here with your poppet shelves and your circle magic and all of that extra stuff. Now, one of the other things that I added that will make life good for us in the starting is called Ex Nihilo and Ex Astris. So Ex Nihilo adds in some cool, fun tools for going in and at the start of the game. So let's go ahead and take this off the wall, catapult it clear across the map. So what you'll see here is there's gravel, a cobblestone, gravel, sand, and a new block called dust. Now, dust is really cool. So if I take and one of the other things I added in was vein miner, and I'll talk about that once I get to the regular world map. But one of the things you can do with this is you go in and you break cobblestone and it becomes gravel. Okay, so what's so cool about that? Well, watch this. I can take this gravel, come over here to my sieve, and I sift it down. And as you can see, as I'm sifting it down, I'm getting all kinds of cool extra stuff. So you're like, but okay, that's fine. So you get all this extra stuff from gravel. So some of the stuff you can get from gravel include, oops, I'm in cheat mode. Just a minute. I need to be in recipe mode. One of the things you can get from gravel there's a ton of stuff you can do with gravel nowadays, is you sift it and you get all of these broken ores, so you can combine 4 of these broken ores to give you one of those. In an early game, it's a great way to get extra metals. Gravel will also give you diamonds and emeralds, which is really great. If you do the same thing with sand, you can see you get you get a lot of the seeds, crushed ores, Certus quartz, which is essential for applied energistics, which we'll talk about that in a few minutes as well. But sand, you can take the hammer to and you get the dust, which, let's see here, give me the dust. Dust will give you powdered ores and a ton more of them. The other nice thing about dust is it will give you early game bone meal, redstone, and blaze powder for nothing more than the tediousness of going through and hammering all of this stuff into nothingness. Now, so what, you say? So you got all this dust and sand. So we've got all of this. Once you get some power ahead, the other thing you can do is put it in an auto sifter. And as you can see, it'll automatically go in and sift everything that's inside of it. And it will kick it all out into this little zone here. But the other side of it is with some of our other technologies we've got going on, as you can see, it automatically will drop it into chests. Which leads us to Applied Energistics. Applied Energistics is a huge mod, all about storage and crafting and making things quick and easy. So, as you can see, here are like storage banks. Think of it as computerized storage. You're putting all of your items into memory. Then right here you've got your 4 controller plates. These are all your interfaces you need for this mod. This mod is fairly complicated, but once you get into it and you know just the least little bit about it, you know everything you can do. Another thing that's nice about this mod is this guy right here. It's a wireless terminal. If it had power, you could access everything that was in your item palette. Now, you notice it's got these 2 little craft buttons. We'll get to those in a minute. Here, you've got a crafting terminal where you can actually go in and craft things and design them. Now, one thing we're going to do, because we're going to need them here in a minute, is we're going to craft some wood. And as you can see, even though I've only got the 1 here, I can keep going and you'll see that number go down. So there's our wood. And we're going to make some sticks. So I need some wood and some sticks. I need more sticks than that, actually. I need 8 sticks. So, one of the best things about Applied Energistics is that this pattern terminal. So with the pattern terminal, I can go in and tell it to create a pattern or build this. You know, I put the recipe in here. It shows me what the output is going to be, and I can tell it to encode a pattern. So I've got this pattern, and if I hold shift, you can see it changes to show me what that pattern is for. Then my interface terminal allows me to go in and mess with this stuff and add them to the molecular assemblers, which are these guys right here, molecular assemblers. They are controlled by those bullseye cubes you see in the middle. These are the crafting storage banks. These are the banks that actually hold and calculate and do all of the crafting. So the more memory you have for crafting, the more stuff you're going to be able to craft and the faster you're going to be able to craft it. So now that we've got those patterns in the banks, you can come back over here and you can see that now I have my carpenter's block thing. So I can tell it to go in and craft, let's tell it to craft 10. And then I hit next, and it's going to show me I have 3 oak wood available to craft 12 blocks, to craft 16 sticks, to craft 10 of those. I can set it to automatic, or I can assign it to a CPU. The CPUs, those blue and purple squares you saw, I can assign it to each one of those. And then I just hit start. And as you can see, it automatically built those. I should have told it to do more so you could come over here and see it assembling. But you can see I pull those back out or I put them back in. Once I run out of something, I can tell it to craft more. Like I can tell it to craft 10 sticks. And now I have 12 sticks in my inventory, but I have no wood. So let's tell it to give me 4 planks. So there we go. Now, this does have all of the thermodynamics machines. So the sawmill and all of that are in here, and the automation with Applied Energistics is such that you can use different machines and then interface them in, or their inventories into the Applied Energistics system, and that would allow you to go in and do whatever you wanted with all of this stuff. Now, go in here and grab a wood plank because we're going to need a wood plank for this next block. This next block is called Enderio. And Enderio starts with this power supply system here. So let me get some coal. Here's some coal. Now, There are tons of different types of generator. I've got a Stirling generator on here just so I can show you. So, Stirling generator, we'll punch power from here. We'll fill this capacitor bank. The other nice thing about it is you have these controllers and you can tell it to emit signal when storage less than, let's say, 66% full, and stop when it's 95% full. So I tell it to do those things, and I can come over here and tell this that when the signal's active, it will, if there's a signal in this line anywhere, it will run this machine. And as you can see, it's filling up all of the machines over there. I'm going to turn this on for a while. We'll let that run because we're going to need the power. So, Enderio functions primarily in the beginning off of two machines, the alloy smelter and the Segno. An alloy smelter will function as any and all different kinds of furnaces and allow you to smelt metals. So you can combine 3 different types of metals in here. Like, let me get some iron, some redstone, and some glowstone. It has its own special kinds of metals and allow you to go in and craft some of these into other metals. The other thing you can do is upgrade the speed of some of these with some of these specialized capacitors. You can see it upgrades the speed. And here's some of the metals, and these conductive irons and all that go into making some of the specialized stuff. What are some of the specialized stuff, you ask? Well, right here. Jetpacks. These jetpacks are great. Pop this guy off the wall. So you pop him off the wall, you put him on your chest. If he's got power, which this guy doesn't right now. See if I can get some power into him. Oh, he's got a little bit of power. Power this guy up. Takes just a few minutes. This guy's pretty big. He takes 20 million RF. He lasts forever. This is the top tier of the jetpacks. But if you combine the jetpack with the glider, beware those spikes. Get a great combination because you can take off the ground like this and then all at once, wow. It's a great way to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. And one of the best parts about the jetpack is this, and you can actually toggle emergency hover mode on. So now if you fall from a great height, it'll actually ignite and keep you from taking lethal damage. Another great mod that is part of this is the chisel mod, which I know some of you are familiar with chisel, some of you aren't. So what chisel allows you to do is you go in and like got the stack of 2 red sand. So I can take this and I can put in anybody's name, and I will be able to craft a statue with movable parts. In the beginning, anyway, they're movable. Once you create the statue, they aren't. Tilt the head and arms around. Tilt the leaning on the sculpture. I hit sculpt, and there it is. The other nice thing about it is these palettes. I hit the palette, shift right click, and bang! Now I have a colored statue of me. And you can do this for anybody. No, I've got wood. Wood will work. I can do these for anybody. So I find my hammer. Oh, there it is. And it works with any block. You can make it out of any material. So I right click on this. Bang, you can make an image out of anybody. As long as they've got a Minecraft name, you can put their Minecraft name in there. So that is statues. This is a new one too, called storage drawers. Now there's all these multiple different kinds of storage drawers, and they function just like caches. So I can go in here, and each one of these drawers I can put a different item into. For example, I can put sticks in this drawer, and I can put that in that drawer, and I can go in and it'll tell me how much of each I've got if you see all of that. Now these are really nice too. These allow you to go in and upgrade your storage drawers to have additional stacks of material to go into them. So those are really great. And of course everybody's favorite, Tinker's Construct. Allow you to craft different extra awesome tools. Bibliocraft, Biblio Woods, all the different kinds of bookshelves and potion shelves and desks and all of that stuff. Allow you to go in and see all this cool stuff. Wooden desk. I can sit in the chair. I'm in a chair. And oh yeah, I forgot to show you this. Check this out. Let me take my vest off so you can see it. Look at there. See what's on the back of me? That's right, tails. Not only are there hats, but there are tails. It allows you to have many different kinds of tails for your Minecrafter. Cool, huh? Next thing I want to show you is Betania. Now, Betania functions off of these really special flowers. These mystical flowers. And what these mystical flowers allow you to do is create many different things. To include magical flowers that collect mana. This one, called the Day Bloom, will collect mana from the sun during the day, kind of like a solar cell. Now I take these wands, and if I'm set in the right mode, bind mode here, and tell that flower to get all of its mana sucked up by this mana spreader and dump it into this mana pool. What do you do with this mana pool? Well, you use this mana pool to make certain things like this ring of magnetization. Now, if I go into, let me go back to here, there are baubles. Baubles is a great additional menu of stuff where you can put all your rings and belts and all that stuff so you can carry them and use them. Now, what does this ring of magnetization do? Well, I can go out here and go like that, and it'll suck it up from a long ways away. Next thing I want to talk about is the artifacts mod. Oops. I don't know where those went. We'll just get new ones. Artifacts. Artifact mod creates these really fun wizard towers. One of the exploration things. They will appear all over the map. They have special things like this one's got, as you can see, hidden pit traps. But the best part about Artifacts mod is in each one of these little towers, as you explore the world, you go exploring and it's going to have these special display pedestals. And inside a display pedestal will be one of these artifacts. Now, each one of these artifacts are unique. All of their abilities that come up will be randomized. You never know what you're going to get. Last but not least of everything I want to show you right here at this place before I go over there to that icon right there is Pam's Harvest Craft. Now, Pam's Harvest Craft is a lot of fun. I can go in here and let's take this garden here, the grass garden. So I got this grass garden. I break that grass garden and I am going to get crops. I can take these crops, make seeds, and then I can pop these seeds in the ground, let them grow. You can also do it with the plants. And let's get some bone meal. I can bone meal these guys up really quick. So there's my corn. Now, instead of left clicking and breaking the corn off, I right click, the corn stays in the ground, and I get the crops. Well, okay, great. What do I do with all these crops? Wait for it. Wait for it. Foods. That's right. I can make actual real foods. For example, like a bacon cheeseburger, a supreme pizza, soft pretzel, pot roast, PBJ, gummy bears. That one's a lot of fun. Neapolitan ice cream, and apple pie. And that's just a few. If you actually look at the Pam's Harvest Crafts recipes, there are a ton of foods you can make. All to keep yourself from getting bored with the food that you're eating. And each one has a different saturation value. So some things are going to be more, a little bit more work, but you get more reward out of them. It's really a great little mod. So I am 389 meters from that location. So let's just put on our jetpack and our hang glider, and I will show you how quick it is to transport. I mean, we're talking 300 meters right here, and I'm just flying by. I don't have to worry about creepers or anybody else because I'm clear up in the sky. Now, this super dungeon, these are great, great dungeons. This is an additional mod that I have added. See those little nodes out there? That's from Thaumcraft. That's all the magical nodes and stuff that you need for that, which I'm sure you're familiar with. The Stonehenges for witchery and all of that. So here we are. Let's take a dive down here and show you some of these dungeons. Dungeons are lots of fun. They have additional resources and stuff you can get. All these little different rooms and places to search through. Tons of spawners to keep you on your toes. They're not places you want to enter in lightly. Spiders are the least of your concern. And they have multiple floors. Multiple floors with treasure chests. You can get all kinds of great stuff. Skeletons. It'll even spawn blazes and blizzes. Instead of being in the Ender, you can get them in town. These common treasure bags, these are a nice thing. You get those from Thaumcraft. You can right click on them and they will actually give you additional treasure drops. Like this one just dropped, look at that, a diamond and an ender pearl. So, that's some of the best of that. There are additional other dungeons and other mods that drop dungeons in. You'll just have to join in and find those. The other thing that'll be in are additional hidden towers and all kinds of extra stuff like that. So let's go into a regular world and I'll show you some of this stuff as it shows up in the game. Just a second. Alright, crew. We are back in a creative world, as you can see. And we're going to go out and we're going to see if we can find some of these very special places like we had before. Hopefully we can, and it won't take forever. So just bear with me. We'll explore around here and see if we can find some of these special towers and castles and special ruins that you can get. The gigantic trees That's part of Thaumcraft, I want to say. The Obelisk Ruins, Thaumcraft. Some of these special villages. I think I need to be going this way. That is one of the special ruins right there. As you can see, lots of crazy cool stuff inside of here. We're going to go ahead and put on, we're going to go to Enderio and get the Dark Helmet, because the Dark Helmet, when you turn it on, gives you night vision. As you can see, these ruins once again have tons of spawners in them, great treasure, lots of stuff to go exploring. None of it is really truly ever safe. Tons of extra awesome stuff. These chests here, this one here is really sneaky. I'll save that for last. Some of these chests, oh, this one isn't. Some of these chests will be trapped. And as you can see, you will be able to get all kinds of awesome drops. Out of these mods. And this one's just for starters. So if I go over here, I should be getting close. Just a second, please. X of 42, Y of 56. So I gotta go this way. Gotta keep going to the northeast. As you can see in the upper right hand corner, it's got the mini maps. You got the big map. The big map you can actually load up on your browser localhost and the port 8080, and it'll actually give you your map so you can see where all the places you've been. 482.56. So we got a long ways to go here. We'll see if we run into any other dungeons along the way. Matter of fact, I'm just going to hit pause till I find one, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we didn't actually find any dungeons. We looked and we looked. One thing we did find was an extra large village. And as you can see, there's a ton of stuff that's been added to those. So, if you like what you saw or you see some other things that you want to see, let me know. Drop me a line, chat me up, whatever, and tell me what you'd like to see. And again, this is the new mod pack. If you want to add some stuff, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.